All right, now we're live. I guess we're not getting notification because we've already done that this morning. So let me get this video to connect up. And then, all right, we are connected. So let me grab this link. Let me grab this link and put it in our group. So again, I will say, if you are a solopreneur and an entrepreneur who is not in our group, you need to be in our community because we are fostering support and helping you get to your first six figures. So go to shaycannon.info/group. You need to be in the community with us. We have a lot of support things going on, free trainings, discounts on things of help. We actually commune. In fact, next week we have our movie club where we look at movies of a business importance and we discuss the business gems that we get from them. So those of you in the community, don't forget to vote. We need a vote by tomorrow so that we can start watching over the weekend. All right, welcome to Unlock Your First Six Figures morning show. I'm your host, Shay Cannon. It all starts with a blog. The blog for this week is at shaycannon.com/routine, ROUTINE. We're talking this week about essential small business routines for your day, for your week, for your month, and for your year, okay? Because when running a small business, basically the success of your business heavily depends on what you do day to day, week to week, month to month, and every year, okay? So if you wanna know the top 5 things and more that you need to be doing every day in your business, go to Monday's replay or the part 1. If you wanna know the top 5 weekly things you should be doing in your business, and we threw in about 10 more, then go to Tuesday's replay, which is part 2. Part 3 was your weekly routine you need to be doing. That replay is from yesterday or part 3. Today is part 4. We are talking about your annual game changers, what you should be doing annually in your business. Okay, let's go with the top 5. All right, top 5. Number 1, you should do a big review. Okay, a huge, gigantic, ginormous review of your business. What happened over the past year in your business? Okay, do a deep dive into the performance, into the month-to-month revenue, into the campaigns that you had that were great, into some of your top social media posts, into some of your top live streams. You need to know what worked. Okay. Then you need to know what didn't work, because what we're going to do now is we're going to plan the next year based on that information, right? So that was number 1. Number 2 is annually, you need to put together the next year's blueprint, okay? So you use the information from the past year to plan the next year. So you're going to use what you learned and you're going to tweak the strategies, right? You're going to set new goals, new directions. You should be able to know which of your offers by now. So let me tell y'all something about these offers. Some of y'all put an offer out for, let's say, a month, and then y'all want to change the offer because not enough people bought it in your eyes, okay? And then the next month you got another offer. Hey, you can't get data that way. You haven't even had it out there long enough to get data. So therefore, you didn't even have enough data to know whether or not you should switch out your offer. Okay. You should have an offer for 6 months to a year and use that data to determine should you have the offer. Because most likely it's not the offer that's the problem. Most likely is you don't know how to market and sell that offer. So no matter what offer you put out there, you don't know how to market and sell it. Okay. So what we have to do is keep our offer and learn how to market it and sell it. And sometimes that takes time, right? When you don't know how to be clear on stuff, when you out there still putting 50, 11 things out there and people don't know you for one thing, then all of that stuff makes it take longer. Okay. You shorten that time period by talking about the same thing all the time as much as possible. Okay. But we have to keep the same offer 6 months to a year. And y'all know how I feel about forward-facing offers. You have an offer ladder, but you should have a forward-facing offer. That's what you talk about most of the time. And every now and then you come in and say, oh yeah, and I'm doing this too, right? But it's off of your offer ladder that makes sense, okay? That's that clarity. That's that clarity. All right. The next thing in your top 5 is your financial crystal ball, okay? And all that means is all those P&L statements that you had from last year, you should use those to understand what worked, what didn't work, okay? All along the way, you should have been tweaking, but in case you didn't, now is the time to tweak. but also you should be able to look at when you got revenue in as a way to say, oh, okay, January is my strong month, right? March, I don't do so well, okay? Oh, it comes back in July and I have a good strong month according to last year. So we're kind of predicting what our high months are going to be and what our low months are going to be. And guess what we're going to do? We're going to do the same thing we did last year to get the same high months. Okay, we're going to try that out, see if we can make it better. But those months that are low, we're going to add some razzle dazzle on them months so we can try to lift those up. Okay, this is the purpose of knowing what you did last year, how you do seasonally with your avatar, right? And again, if you all last year kept switching your offer, you don't have this data. You don't even have it. You can't forecast because you keep doing different stuff. And every time you do something different, your data starts over. Okay, your clock starts over. All right. So financial crystal ball, you should be able to forecast off of last year's information. All right. Number 4 in our top 5, tax, T-A-X, tactics, okay? Work with a professional to nail down your tax strategies, filing, keeping your finances in check. Let me tell you, as a small business owner, you should be knowing what your tax shelters are, because when we hit that illustrious 6 figures, guess what? You're in a different tax bracket, okay? So some of us are so gung-ho on hitting 6 figures, but are you prepared for 6 figures? Because 6 figures is another tax bracket. So have you been doing financial and tax shelters all year long? If you're projected to hit your 6 figures the next year, you need to include in your year some tax shelters, okay? Get with your tax professional. I have a tax thing that I use where I live outside of the country more than 330 days out of the year. That makes my first $100,000 not taxable in my revenue. I know, Heather, I'm sorry. I love you though, okay? But you need to know what are the tricks to keep more of your money, okay? So yes, I'm out here living my best life 3 blocks from the beach in Mexico and not paying as many taxes as y'all. Come on. You got to know these tax shelters. So even if you only do it once a year, you need to get somebody to look at your books. This is usually a CPA, okay? Look at your books and help you put some tax shelters in place, especially the more money that you're making in your business. Let me tell you, the more money that you make, the more protection that you need. Okay? When you're not making that much money, you don't need all these protections. Nobody's coming for you. Ain't nobody studying you, Otis. Okay? When you ain't making no money, ain't nobody looking for you, Otis, right? But you start hitting your goals, things start to change, right? You need protection tax-wise, financial-wise. You need protection legal-wise. Think about it. More money, more problems is what they say. But really, it's just more levels, more devils, right? And that's okay. You just have to be ready for them, all right? Last but not least in our top 5, oh, I already gave it away. Legal. You need to do a legal checkup, but also an insurance checkup. That's another way of protecting yourself, right? The more money you make, the more people you're serving, the more insurance and protection you need, because the more money you serve, the more people you serve, the more loony bins you get in those people that you serve, okay? Some of y'all, until you start to grow your business, probably have never had a, what do they call it? A chargeback, right? So when you start servicing more people, you get more different personalities, and you have to be set up to protect yourself from that. The more people you serve, the more in that big number that you're going to get that's going to act crazy or do chargebacks or try to challenge your contract, all these things. So we need those protections, okay? So that was the top 5. And y'all know I got you ready for 10 more. So let's get to it. A brand review and refresh, okay? A brand review and refresh. The best thing I ever could have done was when I first came to Mexico was to do a photo shoot every quarter. Okay, I did one every quarter, but let me tell you why. Because I was constantly cutting on my hair. Yeah, so when I got here, I had a bunch of hair. Then I cut it down a little bit. Then I cut it down a little bit more and a little bit more, right? And then one year I went straight, right? So I had photo shoots for each one of those looks. I am still reaping the benefits of those photo shoots, and those were in 2021. All I have to do is, as my hair grows out, go to the one that looked most like that, right? As I cut my hair again, go to that one, right? So brand refresh. If you're looking different and you're the face of your business, might be time to refresh those photos, okay? But even so, like sometimes we can refresh our logo. Sometimes we can refresh our brand colors. Heather just refreshed her brand colors. They look awesome. Okay. So give your brand a refresh. Some of you have different brand colors and you're not using all the colors. So maybe we use, another one as an accent color this year, right? And then another one as the forward facing color this year, but they're all in your brand guide as your brand colors, right? You need to be doing reviews of your and your team's skill sets. Okay. Your and your team's skill sets. How did you do as a CEO this past year? How did your team do? Okay. So we don't just evaluate the team, you have to evaluate yourself. How are you as a CEO of your business, owner of your business? How are you as a leader of your team? Let me tell you, I can't tell you how many entrepreneurs I run into that love to blame the team. I might as well just do it myself. I just need to hire somebody else. But you never set them up for success. That's actually your leadership. It says more about you than it does them. Okay. So you need to be looking at that across the years. Customer service satisfaction. Okay. What were some of the constant complaints that you got? Did we ever solve those complaints? Is there something we can put in place to make sure that this year we don't get those kind of complaints? What did people say they loved about our service, right? Can we now pull that out and put that as a part of our marketing message? Okay, that customer satisfaction stuff is important. Market expansion analysis. This is the time, it's been a year, right? Now is the time to look at the offer. How well did the offer do? What do we need to take out of the offer? What do we need to put into the offer? Okay. So if you're not doing that throughout the year, then annually, it's definitely the time to look at market expansion. Okay. It's even the time to look at, should you add to your offer letter, right? This year, I looked at my offer letter and realized I had a huge gap in it. Okay. So I have a time management and productivity membership at $97 a month. And then the next thing you hop up is the course at $5K. That's a huge gap, right? Now, times have changed. Everybody's not doing as much high ticket. So I had to look at that, right? That gap in there. And then I had to say, who is it that is a subset of who I already serve that is in that gap? And I figured it out. It's solopreneurs who don't really have enough money to invest in their next level. They don't know how to bring money into their business. They don't feel like they have a real business. They're not making enough money, let alone to leave a dream funder, but to even, consider themselves as having a business. They would love to have the $5,000 course. They would love to have a strategy session, but they are nowhere near knowing how to make enough money that they can go ahead and invest in that. So those are the people I have now filled my gap with. Y'all need to look at your offer letters, right? All right, supply chain audit. All right, this is something that Kimberly is already doing. Dr. LaFera probably has had to do it before. Dewana does food products, so she'll have to look at supply chain, right? How has your supply chain worked over the past year? Who are your manufacturers or who is supplying you with what you need with your inventory? Okay. Do they have the best price? Do they have the best product? Have you had problems that you can find somebody else to do it better? Right? That's product-based. A service-based business, we use service providers, right? We use vendors and we use tech. We need to be looking at all of that because that's our supply. What has gone wrong? What can we do without? What can go better? Who can we get that's better? Who can we get that's more economical? Will we get more bang for our buck, right? What are the different packages that are out there? Just as we are service providers, we work with service providers. Sometimes our prices go up, right? Are their prices going up? And if so, is it now still worth it? Okay. So look at that stuff. Website overhaul. Listen to me. Some of y'all are using y'all's website like a little static business card and you're not using it right. Okay. Me included, because let me tell you how a website overhaul could take me a week, but I'm just saying because I be doing it, right? But it's because I get all into the creators and all into the messaging and all that stuff. But we really should be looking at that website quarterly. But let me tell you how, especially if you have a physical product, that homepage should be like a flyer. It darn near needs to change every month. What is the holiday of that month that you can use for a sales campaign? It should be highlighting what is your promotion for the month. It should be highlighted on your homepage. right? If you're doing big campaigns, you should have added sales pages. Some of y'all are using ClickFunnels and Go High Level or whatever. I like adding the pages to my own website because I like getting my own traffic. Okay. ClickFunnels get enough traffic. Leticia Austin, our tech guru, taught us that, right? If you could put your landing pages on your own website, do that. And that's where WordPress comes in handy. And that's another thing you need to be looking at. If you over there Wix and Weebling, no, I almost lied and said no judgment. No, all the judgment for your Wix and Weebling. Is this the year that you migrate to WordPress? Right? So look at all of that. Your messaging, your visuals, is it speaking to your avatar? Is it speaking to the pain points and the desired transformation? We need to look at all of that. All right. Disaster recovery plan. Do you have a continuity plan? I'll tell you, I, as an operations person, didn't think about the plan as a whole plan until I met Lakeisha Williams, who is also in this community. She's been silent for a couple of years, but Lakeisha Williams taught us that we need to have a continuity plan. If something happens to you, how does your business go on, right? So for example, I have programs that are on automatic payment. If something happens to me, a part of my daughter's instructions is to go in there and stop payment on that stuff. Because if I can't serve you, I can't take your money, right? So what is your continuity plan for things happening in your business? If you had to pick up from your house and work from somewhere else because something happened, God forbid, could you work from another location? In other words, do you have everything to where you can get to it remotely? If your computer crashed today, could you work from another computer? Let me tell you how I had to deal with that twice. The second time I was ready though. So all of my stuff is on cloud storage. I can get to it from any computer. I can get to it from my phone or my iPad if I need to, right? What is all the stuff you got on your computer that probably needs to be in the cloud? What about your team, right? Some of y'all have team members that's saving shit to their computer. You can't even get to it. So if they go off somewhere, how do you get to the stuff they've been working on that would take you back hours, maybe even days to try to reproduce? You need to make it a part of the process that they save to the server daily. Okay. I'm saying server, but your cloud storage. All right. Community involvement. What is your goal for community involvement? Intellectual property. What kind of stuff out there that's your formula, your thoughts that you need to be trademarking, copywriting, licensing? Okay. Leadership training and development. Again, you do not want to start having a team and you do not know how to be a team leader. Okay. So we need to start working on that leadership. Now, I've given you the top 5 and 10 more things. Ladies, it's time for you to tell me. And let's see who's over here on the YouTube side. Dr. Toya, we were just talking about you, Dr. Toya. All right. So Dr. Toya, you can use the comments over here on YouTube. And ladies, I would like for you, if you can't come onto the mic, use the comments in studio. But I'm going to start with Shawana Kennedy, who made it in here on time today. Come on, Shawana, with your value add. What is at least 1 or 2 things you need to be implementing annually for your business success?
Good morning.
Good morning.
I definitely know that I need to be utilizing my website better so that I can squeeze all of the SEO out of my website. I definitely agree with you as it relates to the landing pages and even with the offers. So yeah, I know for me, that's right up front because I'm definitely with other things that I'm doing. I'm promoting and pushing my .com. So as the people may potentially want to be curious, I want them to be serious. So therefore, I need them to have something to see when they do let their fingers do the walking and search out not only myself, but Kennedy Media. So yeah, website is the first and foremost thing for me.
I love it. I love it. All right. Joanna, what's at least 1 or 2 things you're going to implement annually for your business success?
Good morning, everybody. Wow, you just unpacked a lot.
I did. I did. Look,
and
made you get up off that plank, didn't it?
Girl, child, literally, I was in downward dog. I jumped in. I was like, wait a minute, hold on. But this week has been an eye opener for me. And then this topic that you're talking about this morning has just solidified what's been going on. So I don't know if I mentioned that partnership with Mahari that our Heal 90 program is doing, but it just slapped me in the face yesterday. And so I came home yesterday. I said, I need a brand overhaul. I need a new logo and I need to update my website. And so you said this morning just solidified all of that for me. So those are my main two things that I'm going to start with. So I need a new logo. A new logo. I don't need one, but I do need a brand overhaul. And definitely need to update my website and start working. But so much other stuff you said, it's like everything.
Yeah.
But those were the top two in my vault. So this is awesome. Thanks, Shay.
No problem, no problem. All right, Dr. Tachi, what's at least two things that you want to implement annually for your business success?
The continuity plan is definitely.
But Dr. Tachi, do you remember when Lakeisha hit us with that? I think
Oh,
it was on
yeah.
it was on the Feed Your Dream show.
Yes.
With Dry Buzz. She
It
hit us
seems
with
so
that. We
long
all were
ago.
like, wait a minute.
Yes, that continuity plan and I I'd forgotten until you said it just now that she was the one that, yeah, absolutely. And then looking at the whole financial crystal ball thing, just to have a heads up for what's for the rest of the year.
Yes, especially yours, Dr. Tachi. You'll be looking at individual shows. You'll be looking at, times of year, times of day. You're gonna have good data after a year. So,
Please don't
yes.
remind me of everything I have to do. Thank you.
Well, I'm just saying don't look at it as things that you have to do. Look at it as you will not be flying blind. Look at it like that. Because most of us, when we first start, we're just pulling shit out our ass. It's theory, right? It's us copying off somebody else's blueprint. It's doing what we see. It's what we think, what we feel. A lot of us go with feeling. We don't know our numbers, so we're going with feeling. And guess what about feelings? They could be wrong. So I look forward to you having that data so that you can make decisions based on that data-driven decisions that's going to definitely propel you forward. So that's how I see it. I'm excited about it. So I want you to be excited about it.
Yay.
All right, Glow. Glow says she's going to do a brand review and refresh and customer satisfaction. My website needs a refresher as well. Yeah, Glow, you should be knowing what are the topics that are your top topics on your podcast. Because one topic can be revisited in different ways, right? You're off the mic. What did you want to add?
Yeah, I said that too. Everything that you're saying is only confirming what I've been thinking. And I was just like, I really, really, really need to set aside a day or two where I can just really focus on asking my group what they would like to hear, like for me to talk about more, finding out what was my biggest topics. What I talk about mainly, I already know what it is. And I know that with that particular topic that we can definitely talk about different things within that topic itself. So yeah, and with my website as well too, like I'm just ready to start doing like a lot of other things on my website. So therefore I can really draw in the people to my website as far as like with me blogging and showing other things as to what I do within my podcast as well too.
I love it. You know what to do, so do it. Awesome. Dr. LaFera, what is one or two things that you need to implement annually to help your business success? Because again, what we're doing routinely, that's what's going to be defining our success, right? So Dr. LaFera, what are two things you're going to do annually? And let's see if Dr. LaFera can come off the mic. And I think my YouTube over here froze. So let me make sure I don't have comments. Let's refresh. All right, Dr. Toya, over here on the YouTube side, you can let us know what two things you're going to implement annually, and anybody else out there listening to us. And by the way, we're growing, y'all. We're growing. Just this week, we went from 80 subscribers to 102 subscribers. We are growing. So, out there in YouTube land, be sure to engage with us. Okay, cool. Kimberly, what's one or two things that you're going to implement? Here she go, right on time. Brand review. I'm definitely still working on just the one product offer. Cool beans. That's going to help you with that manufacturing and supply chain, right? Heather, one or two. One or two.
So I'm going to set up a trust to house my business and my house and the insurance and all of that sort of thing, which then protects all the other things you were talking about, like taxes and blah, blah, all that nonsense. But I am currently undergoing a brand refresh and a website overhaul with the aforementioned amazing Leticia Austin and the Mobile Sophisticate. So please, y'all, do that. So I'm doing those, but honestly, well, you already know, I don't dig into nothing. So I really needed the top 5 for me again, like yesterday, are really where like my focus needs to be. So
understood.
Yeah.
Leticia, speaking of which, she has a special where you can get a website for $1,000. It's called $1,000 website. I'm trying to find that link because I think she spells it out. The one, yeah, here it goes. I found it. So it's the $1,000 website spelled out. Put that there. Yeah, you can get your, and it may even include the logo. I can't remember. Does it include your logo refresh? But just to do a quick little commercial, because we all need a website or a website overhaul. So it includes a 30-minute quick start call. You need a feature to explain the benefit of your products. It's going to go on WordPress. You're going to get 5 pages. And let me tell you, they don't use builders. They actually custom build your pages. Okay. So that's usually like a home page, about page, a service page, a blog, and a contact page. Your social links are integrated. You get Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter social media covers. You get a contact form set up. You get a appointment setting booking integration. You get an opt-in and a pop-up, and you get CRM integration, all for just $1,000. So all of that. And let me tell you how that kind of stuff usually costs $5,000 to $10,000.
Yes.
So because keep in mind, this is not a builder. They are building it for you professionally. So the $1,000website.com, spell it out. Let me go ahead and put this over here on the Facebook, on the YouTube side. And then Dr. Toya says she's going to do her continuity plan, her brand review, and I've definitely been driving traffic to outside landing pages and need to start using my WordPress site more. Yes, Leticia taught us that, right? All right, y'all. Before we get out of here, let's talk about some of the obstacles to this stuff and some of the solutions for you guys. But first, let me make sure you don't have any questions, because y'all know I'll run through that and then be ready to hop off of here. So does anybody have any questions about daily, weekly, monthly, or annual routines you should have in your business for your business success? Anybody have any questions? Awesome. Okay, so the big review, the biggest obstacle is difficulty in gathering and analyzing all necessary data. That's why we need to be gathering that stuff monthly. It's kind of like getting your taxes done. If you wait till tax time, it's a bigger ordeal to go and find everything that you need. If you're doing that stuff month by month, then you have it when you get ready to sit down for the year. Okay. Your next year's blueprint, the obstacle, align long-term goals with market conditions and internal capacities. Now, I'm gonna tell you, sometimes it's hard for y'all. That's why there are experts like me. But even with what you know, you just need to y'all need to understand that the decisions that you're making in your business, they're all should be beholden to what is your mission, what is your vision, and who are you serving? Okay. If you could just do that much. That's why you have to pick one avatar, right? That's why you have one offer. If you could just have one avatar, one offer, one mission, one vision, and make all decisions from that, you are ahead of the game, okay? So do your planning from that point of view. If not, hey, strategy session with Shay. Let's get it going, okay? Your financial crystal ball. You need to be, your obstacle is predicting market conditions. The solution, again, monthly data so that you can look at the year based on the months, okay? Now, if there's a particular month, then you could look at the weekly data of that month, like what went wrong in that month or what went right in that month. Then you can go to weekly data, but you got to keep your data, okay? Tax tactics, the obstacle, keeping up with the changes in the tax laws and the regulations, the solution, that's why you need a professional. All things you can't do yourself, y'all. Right? You got to go to a tax professional, and that is not going to be your H&R Block, okay? That's going to be a CPA. So even if you only pay an accountant, a certified public accountant once a year to get a tax plan for your business, it's worth it, okay? Legal, the obstacle, ensuring all legal and insurance requirements are met. The solution, again, you need professionals, okay? There's only so much LegalZoom can do for you. LegalZoom don't know what state you're in, right? They don't know the particulars that need to be known for both your legal and your insurance. So go to professionals. Again, even if you only go to a professional once a year, okay, do that so that you can at least plan based on what you got out of that conversation, okay? Brand review. I think that's an easy one. Y'all know what to do for a brand review. Let me pick one that might be hard. Market expansion. Obstacle, assessing the viability and risk of new markets. The solution, use market analysis tools and perhaps pilot programs to test new markets and minimal risk. Let me tell you how ChatGPT could be a tool for you, right? So ask it. I often ask it, like, who are the gurus in this industry, right? And it always gives me a list of names, whether it gives me a website or not, right? And then I can say, what are their top programs? Right? And then I can compare my program to their program. All right. So that's just a little bit, y'all know I love me some ChatGPT. Supply chain. The obstacle is identifying inefficiencies and potential improvements. I think that if you're not making note of the problems that you're having, when it comes time for you to try to run them all down in your head, you can't. Because as Heather tells us all the time, your brain is not a file cabinet. So you need to start, just create a document. And that document is for your product supply chain, for your service supply chain, and any problems you've been having all year long, you need to be putting on that document. Put them on that document, right? So at the end of the year, you can go back to that document. Now we know what we need to be looking for to improve. All right? Website overhaul. I just gave you a solution to that. We're not talking about that. Okay. Your continuity plan, the obstacle, planning for unseen events and ensuring continuity. The solution, develop comprehensive disaster recovery strategies that include regular updates and drills. Y'all remember when we were in school, we all, except for Glow, but most of us are Gen X, right? We used to have drills in the hallway for the tornado drills. You know, they didn't want to let us know we was going to die anyway. They just had us out there in the hall. Exactly, Heather. Sitting on the floor. You got to experience that a little bit, Glow. We know you the baby of the group. Look, we don't know when they stop doing it.
Like, this is gonna help.
Exactly, Heather. Like that was gonna stop the tornado from taking us up in the air. Like, I don't know. Put yourself in a ball and you're gonna all of a sudden be too heavy for the tornado. I don't know. But anyway, just start thinking of all the things that could naturally happen, right? What would happen if you couldn't work in your business? Start there. In all little areas of your business. What would happen if the team member that you hire is no longer with you? What will happen if the service provider that you're paying can no longer do it? All right. Start there and build your continuity plan. Intellectual property. If you've ever done a roadmap with me, you know I pulled out of your brain a formula, right? And we try to name your formula. That formula is something that you can trademark. Okay. The way that you do things, right? What y'all see is when I do an offer, all of my offers have frameworks, and all of my frameworks got that TM on it because they are going to be registered, right? They're going to be trademarked. So be thinking about that. All right, last call for alcohol. Does anybody have any questions before we get out of here? This has been a great week. We now know what are the top 5 things we should be doing daily, weekly, monthly, and annually. And you even got 10 more per day on what you could be doing during those time periods. But definitely look at those top 5. That's why I pulled them out so that you can have them prioritized. Again, the blog post for this week, if you want to see the top 5 of everything, is at shaycannon.com/routine. All right. This has been a great one. If there are no questions, last call for alcohol. Anybody got a question? Anybody got an obstacle? You don't know what to do. You picked your priority and you like, I don't know where to start. All righty then. Y'all have a great day. I'll see you next week. But if you are in the quarterly membership, tonight is our fuck up night. So don't forget 7 p.m. fuck up night. And if you want to know what that is, I know people are like, what is a fuck up night? Well, once a month, what we do is we talk about what's fucking up in our business. We pull out the lessons from it and we solve the problem. Okay. Because what we know is failure is not what should I say? Failure is not actually a bad thing, y'all. It's for you to learn from it, all right? So failure is feedback. You should take what's not working and apply lessons to that so that we make the business better. So once a month, we have fuck up night where we talk about that. And so feel free to join us if you join the membership, shaycannon.com/membership. But our current members, don't forget, we have that tonight at 7 p.m. For our community members, don't forget to vote for the movie because we need to be watching it over the weekend. So the deadline to vote for the movie is tomorrow. And we need to watch it. And then next Thursday, we meet for our movie club night to discuss the movie and its business benefits. All right, guys, have a great day. The studio is closing. Thank you, Glo. And have a great weekend. The studio is closing in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.